Good morning everyone and welcome to another early review video. Now the last time I did it was for the AMX Defender, so I'm actually kind of curious how this one will go. But all in all, we're going to talk about a really cute tank that has an eagle with it, a cape draped about it, a trident and a fishnet, but not just that. Whenever you start the battle, you will see this. There's an eagle flying behind you and it gives you like a nice little animation. I will show it better in the other battle that I've got ready for you. But yeah, it looks fancy. I like the way that the tank look. I like that it's sort of like a Roman Greek soldier kind of thing. And the reason I mention Greek is because of the colors that are on the back and also at the front of the tank, which are basically the colors of the Greek flag. Now, the tank is called Magnus, which also adds to the whole Roman feel of it. There's like a helmet around the turret and everything, and it looks really nice, and I find it quite funny that you actually take the eagle with you into battle. Now, I'm a big fan of history, as in the Roman history and kind of mythology and all of that, so that all fits for me, and that makes me really like this tank, at least the way it looks. As for the tank itself though, it is an M6. It is an M6 with very minor differences. Basically, the DPM is like a 3 value lower, and that has to do with the rate of fire being a tiny bit lower and the reload being a tiny bit longer. We're talking about 0.01 seconds here, so that's why the DPM is like very little lower, and the difference is really negligible. Now, the biggest difference between the M6 and the Magnus is the gun elevation. The M6 has 30 degrees gun elevation and the Magnus has 20 degrees gun elevation. So that's a big difference. At the same time, it has a turret armor of 140, whereas the M6 has 150, and a hull armor of 127, where the M6 has 102. So basically, it's an M6 with minor differences. When you're top tier, you can be an absolute bully. You don't need to be too careful. You will generally bounce a lot because it's an M6 with minor differences. But when you're bottom tier, you have to be careful because pretty much anyone can just eat you alive, and that has to do with that you're an M6 with minor differences. This is something that I will probably be repeating a lot more, but that's really all there is to it. It is a very cute looking M6 with minor differences. And I shouldn't really say cute, I think the right word for this would be handsome. But yeah, I really do like it, but then I like the M6 as well. And basically all the Battlepass tanks are just like reskins of tanks that are already in the game with minor differences. And that's literally just it. Of course, the Battlepass itself is about way more than just a tank. Basically, you also get gold, you get free XP, you get the certificates, you get like boosters and poopsters really. And those are just really... they're not useless, but I wouldn't buy the pass for that. But the thing is that with the gold and the free XP and the lovely camos that you generally get, alongside with the collector tank that so far no other Battlepass tank has made it back into the game later on. So as a collector, I will be getting this mainly because I really like collecting tanks and I want to have my collection complete. And to be fair, it's not just that. Basically the Battlepass, they're pretty cheap. And they're really good value. I'm not going to tell anyone to buy or not buy something because I can't look into your wallet, I can't look into your situation, I don't know what it's going to be like for you. But as far as value goes, the battle passes so far haven't increased in price, and that means that what you get for them, assuming that you can do all the missions that you need to do in order to get it and not have to spend gold for it, it's just really good value. And that's generally why I always get them and want them, not just because of the cute collector tanks, but that is one of the biggest reasons for me as well, but also just because of the value. And for me it's the camo suits as well, because I generally like the camos that you get with it. So again, I'm not telling anyone to buy anything, it's really up to you what you spend your money on. But if you want to spend money on the game, I do feel that the battle passes are good value for what you put into it and what you get out of it. Aside from the frustration of having to play everything. Here's the tank again, by the way. You can see like the whole way that it hugs around the tank with the cape and the helmet, and then you get that animation again, and it looks cool. I mean, if you go into battle with this, it looks cool and it makes you feel cool. You're one of the cool kids now. But yeah, when you look at just the tank alone, I would not get the Battle Pass for that. I mean, for me, it's the whole package of it all. But it is a cute tank. It looks really nice, and it's quite fun. I mean, it is really an M6 with minor differences, and if you like the M6, you will like this as well. But for me, it's mostly about the looks. I'm all into cute tanks and all, and in this case, it would be a handsome tank because it's like a warrior. But yeah, that for me would be the main reason to get it, because like this tank, like I said, the Battle Pass tanks so far have not made it back into the game at all at any points. So I always feel like a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out. That if I don't get it now with the Battle Pass, that I will not be able to get it later, and there's really no telling. And as you can see, the tank is also a bit troll. I've missed quite a few like very obvious shots, or at least I've done no damage. And in this case, I am going to be a bully. I'm just going to go after that Leo, and I'm literally just going to crush him. But that shot just hit the tracks and did no damage, and I'm not sure if that's just my RNG today, or if that is basically what the tank does. I mean, like I said, it is a good tank, but it's basically an M6. An M6 is pretty balanced, so it's not going to be OP, and this one won't be either. But it kind of depends on how you play it, and whether or not your enemy knows how to use Premo and all of that, and knows how to aim. Because a lot of people are potatoes, and they do not, and that makes tanks like this bullies and quite fun to drive. Now, neither of the games that I'm showing off here are aces. I had quite a few more games, and whenever I was bottom tier, I pretty much got absolutely wrecked because I played it very, very forwards just to see what it could take. But yeah, it's literally just an M6, so that didn't really go well. But these two games do showcase what the tank can do, what this basically not necessarily a strong points, but what happens when you have when you are top tier and you can bully people. Because that's, for me, is what this tank is mainly about. If you're top tier, it's fantastic. If you're bottom tier, watch out. Because, well, and I may have mentioned this before, it's an M6 with minor differences. And literally, you can't really say anything else about it, aside from that it looks way cooler than any M6 ever has. But that's all there is to it. And there's not really much else to say. I mean, look at this. This is another one of those shots where I'm like, where did it even go? And of course, yeah, I'm shooting while I'm driving, but still. It gets me some more bounces though, so it's not all bad. And then I just decide to be more of a bully and basically just drive into him because he's stuck against the corpse and it makes it more uncomfortable with him. I bounce a few more shots and then I get the kill, and that's the end of the game. And yeah. You will have to decide for yourself whether or not you want this. I do feel the Battle Pass are the best value that you can get, but at the same time, as said, I can't look into your wallet, and it does require a lot of work with all the missions. That said though, this Battle Pass tank, it is quite fun. It's not OP, it's an M6 with minor differences. Now, that's the end of this little early reviewers thing, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys the next time again. Bye bye!